Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Scream Scene. We got some disturbing news right now. Former President Donald Trump was just shot during a speech that he was given. The gunshots heard at President's rally were as soon as they were heard, the Secret Service, they rushed in there, they grabbed Trump, they rushed him off the stage. There's actually a picture right now of Donald that's circling where he's just throwing up his fist at the people saying, I'm okay. We got this. Donald Trump has been rushed off the stage after gunshots were heard as he addressed a crowd at a rally in Pennsylvania. Secret Service agents dashed up to former president and quickly removed him from the stage and Butler. Mr. Trump could be seen ducking for cover behind the lectern. The former president was then driven quickly from the scene in an armored vehicle. So there's some video circling around. There's many different news reports coming out. This news just hit. A lot of things have happened today. Everything from high-speed chases to we just heard that Richard Simmons had died this morning. There's been all kinds of crazy things that have happened today in the world of news. But this is very disturbing that in this day and age, after seeing what we've seen in the past about presidents being assassinated and knowing how techie we are. I mean, it goes to show you can never be safe enough. You can never be secure enough. Somebody got a gun in there. Somebody fired. Now, I did see, I don't see it right here in this report, but I did see that the gunman they detained him. They got the gunman. Trump himself has left the site under the protection of the Counter Assault Team, CAT, division of the U.S. Secret Service. As a former president, he receives protection funded by the U.S. taxpayers. CNN reported that the security posture around the White House has changed, and crowds that normally line the street in front of the building have been cleared. So there's going to be a lot more news, obviously, that's going to come out. We're going to learn about the gunman in the days to come. But there are some pictures that are very disturbing where you can see photographs from the scene captured the terror and confusion as popping sounds were heard and someone shouted for the president to get down. So there are people laying on the ground. There are people ducking for cover. This is a very, very scary, disturbing thing that has happened today. One thing I do want to say is they were right on it, as they should be. But I think that everything flows sometimes. Like, it's been flowing for a while without any issues to where people get comfortable. And this just goes to show you can never get comfortable. You have to always stay alert, always be on point, always watch your back, always have your team ready to go. There's a picture that shows blood dropping down former President Trump's face. And as I said, there's this picture of him with blood on his face, and he's just holding up his hand saying, I'm okay, I'm all right. Trump stood up and held his fist in the air with what appeared to be blood dripping down his face. Several Secret Service agents surrounded him as he put his hand up and appeared to shout, "Fight," to his supporters, who began cheering. Trump drops to the ground. Donald Trump has been rushed off stage by Secret Service agents during his Pennsylvania rally after he dropped to the ground amid the sound of banging and screaming. So, even though I wasn't there, you guys weren't there, just imagine this. They're speaking, there's appearances, they're having a rally, everything you see at a rally, and all of a sudden, pop, pop, pop. The president goes down. Secret Service rushes in, the crowd's ducking. I mean, they paint a pretty vivid picture here just with these few reports that have hit. I know it's going to flood out today, but Trump was speaking at his final rally before the Republican National Convention when he was told to get down by the Secret Service agents. The Republican nominee dropped to the floor of the stage while several cracking sounds were heard in the background. He was then assisted off the stage as they just reiterate again. This is crazy, man. you know, it's surprising. It's surprising, but it's not surprising, right? Like where there's a will, there's a way. Obviously, somebody had a will to do something violent to the president, and former president, possibly the future president. Okay, so what I'm about to tell you is very, very disturbing. Former President Trump was just shot at. He was just hit. He was bleeding. He was rushed off. 1 hour ago, President Joe Biden on his Facebook. Now, I'm not saying that Joe himself turned on Facebook and wrote this post. We don't know if he did or not. Most likely one of his team did. But the fact that this was written is very disturbing. Americans want a president, not a dictator. Whether or not that's how you feel, now is not the time. You need to be a little bit concerned for your fellow American. Don't worry about him being your fellow, recent, previous president and the guy who's running against you. You can feel that way. That is fine. Right now is not the way to go on there and be like, ha ha. That's what I get from it. I think that's a little tasteless. That's a little unprofessional. Americans want a president, not a dictator. How about, despite my feelings towards the former president and the fact that I am running against him, and maybe he's not my favorite person in the world, I do hope that he's okay. Things like this are not okay. What if it would have happened to you, Biden? That's where it's like, okay, there's a time to be professional. And this, I would have hoped that he would have said something like, hey, I hope that Trump's going to be okay. Despite my feelings for him, I don't want to see anybody hurt. Anybody. Now, something else that's disturbing here, and this is just people, talking probably, of course, but there's a lot of people in the comments of Biden's post here on Facebook saying your people missed him. Wow. Like, people are saying like they feel like this was set up. Now, I in no way, shape, or form know that. I don't think that they know that. I think that's speculation. I will say that when I first heard this news, it did cross my mind, like, is he doing too well? And maybe they're trying to take him out. But of course we'll know more in the days to come. They've got the gunman. They're gonna press him. He's probably gonna get pressed like nobody's ever been pressed before. I wouldn't be surprised if President Trump walks in there and presses him himself. So this is crazy, man. It's a crazy situation. This is a real life horror. And on the Scream Scene, we don't just cover horror films. We don't just react to horror films and our fellow filmmakers. We react to the horrors of the world. So I want to know what you guys think in the comment below. Love somebody or hate somebody, man. We shouldn't want anybody to be hurt. I mean, he does have kids. He has a family. And despite your feelings for him, that God will deal with him. If you say you believe in God, let God deal with him. We don't deal with him. You don't deal with him. This is just, it's a terrible thing, man. That is definitely not the way to make America great again. The way to make America great again is to have more love, more positivity, and care about how you treat people. And this is not the way to go about it. You don't like the guy, you just pray for the best situation. You work for the best situation. You show up to the rally. You voice your situation. You voice your opinions. That's what it's all about. You don't shoot to get your way. So it's a sadness, man, but it did happen. And I hope that Donald Trump is okay. I don't care for Biden, but if this would have happened to Biden, I would hope that Biden is okay. I think we need to lead with our hearts and not with hate. So, guys, smash that thumbs up, comment below, share this on social media. I love you guys so much. Post every week here. Make sure your notifications are on. And until next time, sweet nightmares.